The Canon C50 versus the Lumix GH7 versus the Nikon ZR. Talking honestly to other Micro Four Thirds shooters. I want to have a real conversation with those of you who, like me, are heavily invested in Micro Four Thirds and shooting on the GH7. Because right now, there's a bigger picture forming. Canon just released the C50, Nikon has stepped into the game with the ZR and their acquisition of Red, and we need to ask ourselves what this means for us Micro Four Thirds shooters. I've been with Lumix for years. My shelves are filled with Micro Four Thirds glass. Voigtlanders, Olympus Pros, and the Leica zooms. These lenses are sharp, compact, fast, and affordable compared to the full frame equivalents. For me, they've always been the heart of the system. The GH7 makes full use of this. It's one of the most complete mirrorless video cameras out there. Internal ProRes, direct to SSD recording, IBIS for handheld freedom, and 32-bit float when you're using the XLR adapter. For the kind of projects many of us do, indie films, YouTube, community storytelling, and corporate jobs, the GH7 feels like it ticks every box. So what does the Canon C50 bring to the table? On paper, not much more than the GH7. In fact, it doesn't have IBIS, doesn't give you SSD workflows, and once you attach the XLR handle, the camera doubles in height. As a mirrorless video tool, the GH7 still looks strong, but the C50 isn't about today's spec sheet, it's about tomorrow. The C50 is Canon's entry-level cinema body. From there, you step into the C80 for broadcast and documentary, and then the C400 for drama and high-end TV. Canon has built a ladder. If your career grows, you climb it without leaving the system. And now Nikon has stepped into this conversation in a way I didn't expect. With the ZR, Nikon is making a serious play for video shooters, but the real game changer is their acquisition of Red. That means a Nikon shooter now has a possible route into Red cinema cameras. Think about that. You can start with something like the ZR, a hybrid stills mirrorless camera, and eventually grow into Red production tools, which have long been a benchmark in the industry. It's not just about Nikon building a cinema body of their own. It's about Nikon opening the door to Red workflows, Red color, and the credibility that comes with it. So here's where it leaves us as GH7 shooters. Panasonic makes fantastic hybrid cameras. The GH7 is arguably still the most feature-packed mirrorless camera, but there's no path beyond it. The VariCam is gone, the EVA 1's gone, and the box cameras aren't really built for narrative or broadcast. For Micro Four Thirds shooters like us, the GH7 is the ceiling. Canon offers a clear ladder. C50, C80, C400. Nikon, through Red, is now sketching a path of their own, one that could take Z shooters into the Red ecosystem. Both of these companies are telling filmmakers, stay with us and we'll take you all the way. Panasonic isn't offering that right now. So the question for us as Micro Four Thirds video shooters is sharper than ever. Do we double down on the GH7 knowing it's still brilliant for indie work and community projects? Or do we start looking at Canon C50 and Nikon ZR as entry points into systems that have a future beyond hybrids? Looking back, I chose Lumix because it was practical, affordable, and flexible. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is the horizon. Canon has a path. Nikon suddenly has a path. Lumix doesn't. That's the turning point. For some of us, the GH7 is still everything we need right now. For others, it might be time to think about stepping onto a ladder that climbs higher than Micro Four Thirds currently allows. Thanks for watching.